Sweet. Benchmade AFO 9050 Purple. Now I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but that is really, I think in the camera it looks more blue. In real life it's more purple. I know it looks purple in the camera, but it's actually more purple in real life. It's kind of interesting. So anyway, this is the Benchmade 9050 AFO. The previous generation model to this was a 9000. The only difference between the 9000 and this guy is this one has the pocket clip, tip down, tip up. Then 9051 AFO 2, pocket clip, tip down, tip up. Big difference here, and I pointed this out in another video, is how much more deep carrying it is on the AFO 2. This particular one, it's got a plain edge. A couple different things. Button is bigger, button smaller, recessed. This one actually sticks up a little bit more. Other differences. This one, it's a braided. Just kidding, it's serrated. And the Benchmade has the butterfly logo, whereas these newer ones do not. Now, I also have generation 2, 3, however you want to look at it, 9051 or 9050. Tip up, tip down, same scenario, except for the and serrated, no antenna. Now, how's that possible? Yeah, 9050. Antenna, no antenna. It's because these are actually two different generations. So the 9050 model, not the 9000, we'll throw that one out. Like that one, just not the 9000, the non-clipped one, does not matter. In fact, I think the 9000 didn't have a safety either. So all these have the safety here. So this is a half generation. This is generation 1.5, Mark 1.5, Make 1.5, however you want to look at it. Adjustable stop pin, which is a hexagonal. As you can see the stop pin there, okay. And it's adjustable externally. This guy, no adjustable external stop, or no, it's not adjustable stop pin externally. It's not hex, it's round. So, generation 1, generation 1.5, generation 2. The only reason why I'm pointing this out is just, I don't know. See, people have, I don't know, maybe you're a Chris Reeves fan, maybe you're a Buck, well, I don't know anything about that. So let's just say you're a Buck 110 fan, right? You're probably fully aware of the different, when the years that they changed steel, blade steel, right? Started out as 440C in 1964, we'll say. Okay, and then sometime in 1981, 82, maybe 1980, I don't really know, they switched to 425M. I could be wrong, it might not be 425M. I think it's 425M or something like that. And then they switched to 420HC, I think. So anyway, so there's different generations. So this is my favorite knife. I had one of these that was black that I bought in 2002, and this little handout here came with it. And I hadn't even looked at this yet. I just got this knife now a couple weeks ago, but this is the first time I've really checked it out. 2001. Okay, so I think that this knife is somewhere between 2006 and 2010. I could be wrong, but this 1.5, right? I think in 2010 they started making the AFO 2. So up until 2010, they had the AFO 9050. And I think that this one is like 2006 to 2010, made somewhere in there. This one, 2001, it could be a 2000, it could be a 2001, it could be a 2002, I don't know. No change though, somewhere in there. I lost my 2002 or 2001 model that I had. So it's exactly like this, except for it's black. Non-adjustable stop pin. Simple, real tight. In fact, let's see if we can... it's going to be hard to tell. You can kind of see a little gap in there between the blade and the handle. Maybe. Okay, there we go. Maybe if I can get that damn bug on me. Okay, I see that. Okay, good. Okay, so there's that. Now, these older ones do not have that. Okay? See that? That's more reminiscent of that Microtech SOCOM Elite that I have. Blade to frame. Right? Now, I can't say this is any better. All I know is there's no blade play in this at all. Even when you loosen it up. These guys, you'll get a little bit. This one's actually really tight with good action. No tick, no sight. And I know that this is stupid what I'm doing, but even if I went out there and grabbed at the tip, I'm just saying. If I went out, I only have one hand here, but if I went out with the tip, and pulled on it, I would get no play in this. This one, pretty much none. And you can see see that gap there. Now, there's no washers in there, right? The washers are actually part of the frame. And I've never taken these apart, but I know that that's what it is. There's no separate washers. What's my point? Tolerances. I think the tolerances in these are really good. Both of these are actually really good. I just think this one's better. And this one, there's at least one more video on YouTube of a Purple Benchmade 9050. I looked at it. Actually, I watched it probably a while ago, and I figured I'd never get my hands on one of these. Well, then I found this, and I watched that video, and this one, as you can see, okay, so it's brand new, mint. I mean, we're talking mint chalk, not even mint, we'll say chalk. You know how Benchmade, if you've ever got an aluminum Benchmade knife, just brand new, probably never, the box has got some wear marks on it, but it doesn't seem as if anybody's ever touched this. The camera makes it look like this black oxide is rubbed, and I can guarantee you it's not. That's just how it is. I mean, it's just powdery as well. Beautiful. The one I saw was numbered. I can't remember if it was 0, like 1 to 10. The other one on YouTube. If anybody actually watches this one, you can go search the other one, Purple Benchmade 9050. And that guy is pretty cool. I don't know if he still posts videos, but he's kind of a Benchmade collector himself, or he is a Benchmade collector himself, more so than me. But his says like numbered. The blade is numbered, 1 to 10 or whatever. This one is not at all. It's just, who knows? Why not? Anyway, maybe this year that they just decided they're going to go for it. Make them. I don't know. I thought perhaps somebody had this, sent it in, and got a new blade put on it. That's possible. However, very difficult, I would say, because this is the new knife, which is current. This is the old knife, which is not current. And even on the old knife that's not current, that's younger than this one, no antenna. So it matches up to the vintage, is all I'm saying. So it's not numbered, and I don't care about that. I'm glad it's not numbered. Actually, I'm glad it's not numbered. Okay, so we've kind of gotten that. I know this is really garbled. If any of you are the people that normally watch my videos, you kind of understand it. Hopefully this is somewhat entertaining or informational or something, or I don't know. It's a show and tell. That's all this is. Okay, so knife number 2. This one I've had almost a year. I think I got this last fall. I think. Maybe last winter, I don't know. Have carried this maybe an hour. Okay, same thing, mint. That red is actually the way it is in real life. It's kind of really cool in the sun. It's actually better. It's cooler. The only marks on this one, aha. I think what it was is somebody had it on display, and I think that the way they had the thing displayed, maybe on metal hooks or something like this. I don't know, but it's not numbered either. Perfect action, perfect lockup. Benchmade antenna logo. Is that gonna focus? Come on, buddy. Come on, butterfly. There we go. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful example. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so the box isn't numbered. Anyway, I don't know why I'm bringing that part up. This goes with that. This one actually has a sheath inside. So they come with these old style. And I remember this when I bought mine back in 2002. It came with one of these. I never used it. I think I still have it somewhere. Okay, favorite knife. In my opinion, the best knife on the market. A folding knife, auto or not. Brilliant. I think brilliant geometry on these things. I used to be a firm believer in the serrated edge. That's why. That's what these ones are. I mean, you got to get what they came with. That's what those come with. That's it. And this one as well. It might have been few and far between back in the day to be able to get one non-serrated. I don't know. Every one of them I've seen has been serrated. I do like the serrations. This is not a knife that I use just to be carving on wood necessarily, though I have. You can. My old knife that I lost, I did a lot of food with it. I mean, it was my one knife. You know, pretty much. That's all I had. Duller and shit. You know, never sharpened it right, as it turned out. Still worked though, you know. I mean, shit, it still cut stuff. I actually now kind of know how to sharpen knives, so that's cool. And this go around when I got this, because I actually have two other AFO 2s, both of them serrated, one stainless or you know, it's not coated. The other one is coated. Both of them are serrated. But I decided I was going to go with one of these that's not serrated, and I bought this, and I'm telling you, brilliant. I think the geometry on the newer knives are better than the older ones. For one, you get more belly. It's a little deeper blade. And I know that may not matter. What matters is the geometry on it, the actual angle of the primary bevel. And obviously it's got a pretty good primary bevel primary. It does come very thin behind the edge, and I don't know what the measurement is, though as I understand it, 25 thousandths behind the edge is a Spyderco paramilitary 2, or even a para 3, or maybe even a military, I think, are about 25 thousandths behind the edge. This one I think is actually thinner. I think this is less than 20, and I'm just kind of pulling that out of my ass, but I do detect it to be, when I just do this, and I know this is not accurate, it does feel thinner. You can really feel the fall off on those paramilitary and para 3. I don't have my para 3 handy. And I think it's a great knife. I think it's sharp. Cuts. It's a good wood knife. Good for cutting wood, shaving wood, you know, carving. This one's actually better. I think, geometrically wise, the geometry on it, the grind. And then also the bevel, and I don't know if it's turning up awesomely here, but one way of telling that it is thin behind the edge is how small that bevel is. And I don't have a comparison, unfortunately. I apologize for that. Besides these are very thin behind the edge, I think, too. But I just think that this is deeper, so... And they're 15 degrees, okay? 15 degrees per side. Every one of my AFOs I have, because I have these 4 plus the 2 others, plus kind of a couple HKs that are kind of similar. I can't remember. I can't remember the numbers and the names of those autos, but they're basically the same knives. I think they're all pretty much the same. Very thin behind the edge, good slicers, just great cutters. All those are actually 440C. The HKs are. These are all 154 cm. Okay, so I guess this is just a show and tell. Maybe a little history. Maybe bragging. I don't think so, because I think I'm probably the only one of 10 people on the planet that actually loves these knives the way that I do. There might be others out there, I don't know. But my opinion, the best Foley knife you can get. Okay, very sturdy, very strong, good cutters, great ergonomics on the handles. My favorites. The only weakness on these newer ones is the jimping here is pretty sharp, which is good for because it is a tactical knife. These older ones, though, did not have that. No jimping at all, and I've never had any slipping issues. And I've stabbed stuff, I guess. Penetrated, a box, maybe a piece of wood. Few humans, very few. Animals. This knife, I have not gutted any animals with this. My old AFO, though, I had this. Nothing, but this will be chukar, grouse, deer, elk, duck, maybe goose. Doubtful on the goose part, maybe goose. But this is my everyday carry knife. This is my good to go, good luck work knife, fire knife, and everyday knife. And then I'm actually going to carry this one. This one I bought intended to carry, and so I might carry, but I don't know. But this one I will carry. This won't be for work, but I will carry this one. I hope I am not breaking some cardinal rule of collecting knives, because I do think about that. I'm like, well, gee, they don't make these anymore, so I'm just going to take them out and use them. But that's why I bought this, and this one is discontinued. I bought it and it immediately went into action. I do baby it, but it does get used. So, and this is definitely a user. This is going to be a user. This one I might just say, I don't know, maybe I'll use them both. But if anybody wants to chime in on if that's breaking some collector rule because someone else would want to have this because there's few of them out there, I'm assuming there's few, I'm open. I'm all ears. I can discuss that. It's philosophy. I got no problem discussing philosophy about stuff like that. But I'm never going to sell them, so it's like they don't need to be in pristine condition. Pristine condition for me, but the way I live, I don't decorate. That's what a female is for, and it's just getting up like it is now in a shoebox or a container. Okay, so we got all that done. My opinion, best knife on the planet. I had that little phase with the Microtech SOCOM Elites, fine knives, just weren't me, as it turned out. I don't carry. The black one I'm gonna keep, but that tan one or whatever it is, I don't know. If anybody sees this wants to buy it, I don't have PayPal. I'd have to figure something out. But it's for sale. I don't know what the going rate on a used one is. It's lightly used. It is used though. There are used marks on it. It was never used roughly. I probably keep. Whatever. I don't have any problem keeping it, but I'm not gonna use it anymore. I don't like the geometry on the blade. To carry that thing, I'd definitely want to have it reground. So that would cost money. I would want to have it professionally reground. Anyway, just kind of a ridiculous knife. Whereas these ones are efficient. It's what it is. It's a knife. And I just think it's better knife ergonomically, better cutting geometry. And then honestly, blade steel, and I'll get into that too. Okay. So this channel, this guy doing this video is not a professional cardboard cutter. Okay. So if any of you are actually come to watch this are like into the whole steel and blade steel longevity or, whatever, having a blade steel that lasts through 500 feet of cardboard or whatever the going rate is. I'm going to poke some fun at that. Okay. So, not a professional cardboard cutter here. In fact, if I were to cut cardboard, I remember when I was in high school, I did a job after school and after sports practice. I had a job at a grocery store. And I don't have but they issue a box cutter knife, right? Razor knife. I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm trying to dig through my tools here. But I don't see a razor blade. But if I was going to be cutting cardboard, I'd use one of those. These work fine too, but whatever. I'd rather cut cut a bird or cut a deer or something with these, or use it for more. I don't know what the hell people cut cardboard for anyway. But 154 cm. Oh, mental masturbation, I think, is how that whole thing was put. Getting into the whole steel edge longevity. Wow. So that's not what this channel is dedicated to, or about at all. But point being, I've got this knife. When did I get? What is it today? Today is September 1st. Fuck, it's been a shitty fire season. And I'm back and forth to California now. And damn it, I hope I'm back in Oregon now. I'm hoping that I'll be back down there logging, cutting trees. I'd rather go down for fireworks, a little bit more exciting. But I'll be back down there cutting trees, which is awesome. It's fine with me. I'll be doing that all fall. I'm hoping that we get some fires. So I'm heading down here within this week. So I'm actually working my way down there as we speak. And, of course, enjoying my recreational time at the same time. But I got this knife in, June. So honestly, a little bit before that, I got that Microtech, and I was going to carry that the whole time. That didn't really happen. I got this, and I realized how much better of a knife this is. Okay? I also noticed I bought some Mexican food one day. Delicious. Carne asada. And I got it to go, and when you get it to go, they put it into aluminum foil. And I was using it, and I did this within I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks. I probably got food from the restaurant maybe 3 or 4 times. Because it's just delicious. Great steak they give you with it at this particular restaurant. But I cut the steak in the tray, and it was doling. The aluminum foil, and maybe if you know better than me, speak up. But that 204P, Carpenter 204P I had in that Microtech, doled immediately, cutting through the meat and kind of just barely nicking that aluminum foil. So fuck that, right? That got dull. It developed a little bit of a kind of interesting play when the knife was closed. Like at first, you could push on it, and it was just solid, and then it developed a little play. You could actually get a little rattle in there. There's an internal stop pin that started to rattle. So I was like, you know what? This knife cuts not very good, not as good as any of these. So I kind of just discontinued it. I retired it. And at the same time I had this, and I was carrying this after work every day. And so I was stoked. So my point on that is this is 154 cm. I've used this. I've cut, cherry wood. I was carving cherry wood. Out here I've been using it on pine, willows. I've cut willows down with this knife, which is no big deal. I understand that. But I haven't even touched this thing up yet. And you can tell, hopefully I can get that thing to focus a little bit, but the striations from the machine at the factory are all still there. And actually, this knife came not even normally as sharp as a Benchmade or another cold steel or a Spyderco normally comes. Sometimes they come pretty sharp, in my opinion, This one actually wasn't. It was kind of had a burr on it, but it's still sharp, but it had a burr. I haven't touched this thing up yet purposefully, and the thing is still sharp. I think it's hair shaving sharp. Like you can shave your arm with it, I think. Maybe. It might be a little, but I mean, it's still sharp enough. I mean, I don't see any purpose behind sharpening it. So I'm holding off on it. Like this thing, I'll touch this up. My other knives. This one, though, I'm just kind of running an experiment. So my point is 154 cm from Benchmade, at least, and Emerson, in my opinion. I think that they actually heat treat theirs a little softer, but then you have ProTech. They do 154 CM really well. So do you really need like some 204P, M390, S90V? I don't. Unless I'm just like, hey, I want to buy a knife and I don't want to bother sharpening it for a year. Yeah, I guess, right? But I don't mind sharpening it. Actually, I kind of enjoy it. So it doesn't bother me. And these are really easy to touch up and sharpen up. 154 CM from Benchmade. You know, I think it's like, what is it? 59 to 61, or is it 58 to 61? I don't know what they say. They're Rockwell. Somewhere in that range. Good enough for me. And I do hit these on the stones. I do detect that they seem to me on a sharp maker stones, medium, fine, ultra fine, or extra fine, or whatever they're called. They seem harder. Okay. Like they don't skip off the stone, but they don't like, it's not a nice grind. You know, it's like a instead of a. Okay, discount what I just said. That probably made no sense. I do detect they're fairly hard though. I think so. They might be 61. I don't know, because the other knives I sharpen, XHP from that Cold Steel Recon, and then S30V from Benchmade and Spyderco. You know, I think they're probably around 60 RC as well, or HRC as well. So it's all kind of equivalent. I don't know. These don't rust either. So 154 from Benchmade, fine enough. Good enough. Awesome. Excellent. Excellent knives. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.